You're listening to The Sports Moment,
May 21st, 2024.
part of the Sports Moments and Memories with Craig Olson podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a sports moment. Sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Lake Area Docks and Lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Well, with all the rain going on today, there won't be anything happening on the local sports scene. But with foresight, a lot of the tournaments that were scheduled for today were either moved up to yesterday or pushed back to tomorrow or Thursday. So nice job by tournament managers and activities directors to make sure that they were able to get games in. And we have a lot to recap from yesterday, starting with golf, and the Fergus Falls girls golf team stands in second place after day one of the Central Lakes Conference meet. The first round of competition was held at the Pine Beach East course on Madden's Resort near Brainerd. Sartell set a school record with a 316, and the Otters came in with a 332, so they are 16 strokes off the pace going into the second and final day of competition, which is Wednesday at the Wapakata Golf Course in St. Cloud. Annika Jerkis of the Otters and Kennedy Mara from Wilmer had the low rounds of the day yesterday with 72s. Shayla Nordland of Sartell was third with a 73, and Annie Mayer of the Otters came in sixth with a 77. Mayer's 77 is her personal best in her golfing career. Hannah Bai also shot her personal best with a 91. Shay Katzenmeyer posted a 92 to top off the scoring for Fergus Falls. The other two golfers who participated for the Otters, Olivia Juergens and Hannah Johnson, shot rounds of 104 and 105, respectively. So again, that tournament continues on Wednesday at the Wapakata Golf Course in St. Cloud. How about that West Central Area Knights boys golf team? They won their fourth straight Quad County Conference championship. They shot a 313, 14 strokes ahead of runner-up Pillager. Hillcrest was third at 330, then Ottertail Central and Border West at 339, and Underwood at 341. Marshall Dewey of West Central Area was the medalist with a 72. Mitch Dewey of the Knights was second with a 75. Third place went to Logan Kostelecki of Ottertail Central with a 77. So outstanding performances there. And the softball playoffs got started yesterday in 6A. A number of games around the area, and let's take a look at the results there in the opening round. Clinton Graceville Beardsley is the number one seed in the West, so they got a first-round bye, and will now face Pelican Rapids on Thursday in Morris as the Vikings took care of Rossay yesterday, 7-4. West Central Area moved on with a 15-0 win over Ashby, and Wheaton Herman Norcross shut out Hancock 8-0. So West Central Area and Wheaton Herman Norcross will play on Thursday in Morris as well. On the eastern side of the Section 6A bracket, top seed Browerville wins 4-2 over Brandon Evansville. And number 5 New York Mills ousted number 4 Parker's Prairie with an 8-4 victory. So Mills and Browerville will play at 4 o'clock Thursday in Browerville. Swanville, the number 2 seed in the East, knocked off Frazee 3-1, and number 3 seed Uppsala was a 10-0 winner over Long Prairie Gray Eagles. So Swanville and Uppsala will play in Browerville also on Thursday. And in Section 8-2A, Wadena Deer Creek, the number 1 seed in the South, got a first-round bye, and they will now face the winner of the 5 versus 4, and that was number 5 Barnesville, defeating number 4 Breckenridge Wahpeton by a score of 5-4. Barnesville actually number 4 seed, winning that 4 versus 5. So Barnesville and Wadena Deer Creek playing at 4 o'clock Thursday in Monaga. Monaga won their game, the number 2 seed in the South, beating Perham 12-0, and they will now face third-seeded Park Rapids area, who knocked off Otter Tail Central 12-1 in their first-round action on Monday. And on the other half of the bracket, the north half of 8A, Holly is the number 1 seed, so they got a first-round bye and will now face DGF on Thursday in Thief River Falls. Dilworth Glendon Felton, the number 4 seed in the north, beat number 5 East Grand Forks 6-2. And Roseau, the number 2 seed, took care of Crookston 15-0, while number 3 Thief River Falls won 9-3 over War Road. So Roseau and Thief River will play in Thief River on Thursday. And the Section 8 2A softball tournament was scheduled to get underway today, with Fergus Falls playing their first-round game against Little Falls, but that game has been postponed and rescheduled for Thursday. So the Otters will play a 3 o'clock game Thursday at Rocori against Little Falls, and then the winner of that game will play Rocori, the number 1 seed. So no softball today for the Otters, as they have been postponed with all the rain that we are getting there. High school baseball yesterday, regular season still going on in baseball, and the Otters won 14-2 over Zimmerman. Fergus Falls playing their final home game of the season. They will wrap up their regular season schedule on Thursday at Perham. Now, Perham played twice yesterday. They beat Detroit Lakes 3-0 and then lost to Moorhead 5-3. Breckenridge won a pair of games from Rothsay 12-0 and 14-0. Breckenridge pitching did not allow a hit in that doubleheader. Hawley won 9-2 over Minoman Waban, and Parker's Prairie edged Otter Tail Central by a score of 5-4. The Panthers win the conference championship with a conference record of 13-1. Very impressive season for Derek Denny's Panthers. Well, not a very impressive stretch for the Minnesota Twins. They are struggling big time. They lost their 7th in a row last night, and they lost to a team, the Washington Nationals, who were on a 5-game losing skid of their own. But they took care of business. They knocked Pablo Lopez around as he gave up 7 runs on 8 hits in 5 innings, his worst outing of the season. Former Twin Eddie Rosario drove in 3 runs, and the Nationals embarrassed the Twins 12-3. Carlos Correa did provide a little highlight reel stuff as he belted a 2-run homer for Minnesota in that loss. Joe Ryan will get the ball tonight, and he'll try to end that 7-game skid as the Twins face left-hander Patrick Corbin of the Nationals. The Twins, who not that long ago were on a 12-game winning streak and won 17 out of 20, and were within a half game of first place in the AL Central, well, they have now lost 7 in a row, and they are 6.5 games out in the American League Central behind the Cleveland Guardians. Pemberton Law Firm serves you from 4 locations around the area, including Fergus Falls, Wadena, Detroit Lakes, and Alexandria, and online at pemlaw.com. Pemberton Law carries a legacy of trustworthy and reputable legal representation dating back to 1883. Lake Area Docks and Lifts offers premium waterfront equipment sales, service, and installation. Best quality and service at the best prices. Just ask your neighbor at the lake about Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Docks and lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
OTA is underway for the Minnesota Vikings, but without star wide receiver Justin Jefferson. He has been in talks with the Vikings regarding a contract extension, and he has not been spotted at the team's training facility for the start of the organized team activities, but That's not a surprise. Jefferson didn't participate in the earlier portion of the Vikings offseason program, which, like OTAs, is voluntary. Although last month during the NFL draft, General Manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah said the team and Jefferson were making progress on a deal. Although they did pause their talks during the draft, the Vikings and Jefferson have been discussing terms of the deal for more than a year. Adolfo-Mensah said previously they got unbelievably close to a deal last summer before tabling the talks at the start of the 2023 regular season. Now, Jefferson missed all of the Vikings' 2023 voluntary workouts before reporting for mandatory minicamp as he worked through negotiations. And it wouldn't be a surprise if he missed all of the OTAs again this year as he works out this contract, because the last thing he wants to do is have some kind of an injury. And he's set to play this season on a fifth-year option in his rookie contract, which is worth $19.7 million fully guaranteed. He was the Offensive Player of the Year in 2023 when he led the NFL with 128 receptions and over 1,800 yards receiving. He has surpassed 1,000 yards receiving in each of his 4 seasons, averaging 98.3 yards per game. That is the highest in NFL history for any career span. So pretty impressive stuff there for Justin Jefferson. NHL playoffs. Edmonton beat Vancouver 3-2. The Oilers win that Western Conference second-round series by a 4-3 margin and will move on now to face the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference finals. And, of course, the Timberwolves are getting ready for their Western Conference final series against the Dallas Mavericks. It starts on Wednesday at Target Center, Game 1. Game 2 on Friday. Tonight, it's going to be the Eastern Conference final opening game between the Boston Celtics and the Indiana Pacers. Both of those series are best of 7. And that'll do it for our podcast today. Hey, thanks for joining us. Do check out our Otter Hockey History podcast. Part 1 of 3 parts is up on the YouTube. You can check it out. Craig Olson Sports Moments and Memories is what you should search for there. Again, thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.
You've been listening to The Sports Moment with Craig Olson, sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts. Produced by Sunroom Lab. Music by Blue Red Roses. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and thanks for listening.